Ako, hindi pa pala dapat na maging kampante. Ito pong si Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Boyeng Remulla. At active pa pala. So lumilitaw ho na buhay pa ho yung kaso na isinampa laban sa kanya. Diyan po sa Supreme Court. At yung disbarment case laban po kay Ombudsman Boyeng Remulla. At ayon po kay Attorney Torion, na abogado po ni acting Mayor Baste Duterte, nakapending pa raw pala ito sa Supreme Court at hindi pa pwedeng magiging moot and academic matapos na ma-appoint at manumpana sa tungkulin bilang bagong ombudsman. Ito pong si Remulla. At ayon po kay Attorney Torion, ay kapag nagdesisyon po ang Korte Suprema na pabor po sa kanyang kliyente, ay maaring matanggal pa pala ito pong si Remulla bilang ombudsman. Kasi kapag na-disbar ho siya, iyan ho isa sa pangunahing requirement na pag ikaw ay magiging ombudsman, dapat abogado ka. Kung siya po ay madidisbar at matatanggal siya bilang abogado, hindi na ho siya pwede. So, delikado pa pala. At bukod ho dyan ay meron din pong i-file yung petition for certiorari. Ito pong kampo ng mga Duterte at particular ito pong si Attorney Torion. At ang kanilang usapin dito yung grave abuse of discretion. At kasi lumilitaw parang di umano ay parang namaniobra ng acting ombudsman yung kaso po na isinampa laban po kay Boyeng Remulla, kung kaya't nabigyan po siya ng clearance at maging ng Judicial and Bar Council. Ito, panoorin niyo mga kababayan, no? Maganda ho itong usapin na ito at na kung saan ay hindi pa pala pwedeng matulog ng mahimbing. Ito pong si Ombudsman Remulla dahil siya kapag, alam niyo naman ho, ang Korte Suprema mahirap po tansyahin at wala ho yung kinikilingan at siyempre, alam niyo naman ho, na talagang mataas po ang kredibilidad ng Supreme Court na yung kanilang mga desisyon, di ba? Talagang hindi po na-implement yan basta-basta. Ito, panoorin niyo mga kababayan ang interview kay Attorney Torion at na kung saan ay sinasabi niya na hindi, active, buhay pa itong disbarment case laban po kay Remulla at again din ay mag-file sila ng petition for certiorari laban po dito po sa JBC at sa Ombudsman. Eto, panoorin niyo mga kababayan ang interview ni Pinky Webb at yung mga tugon-sagot ni Attorney Torion. Panoorin po natin.
Nag-file nga ho kayo ng kaso laban kay Justice Secretary Boyeng Remulla then, na ngayon po ay ombudsman na. What will happen to that? Magiging moot ho ba yun?
No. It will remain pending before the Supreme Court. And as you know, I was not the one who filed it. I was acting as the lawyer of the complainant who happened to be the family of the Duterte. And specifically, it was acting Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, who is the private complainant in that case, or who is rather the complainant in that case. And even if he is already the ombudsman now, that case will continue because that appertains to his action as a lawyer. We are attacking his license as a lawyer. Yun po ang mangyayari po dun.
Ano ho yung, so basically it's an active case kahit na po ombudsman na si Attorney Boyeng Remulla. For the benefit of the people watching, sabihin po natin, i-disbar siya. Sabihin po pumanig ang Korte Suprema dito sa petisyon ni Baste Duterte. What happens? How does that affect his role as ombudsman?
Well, if you will check Section 8 of Article 11 of the 1987 Constitution, one of the requirements is that he must be a member of the Philippine Bar and that he must have been in the practice of law for 10 years, no? So if he is no longer a lawyer, then that would disqualify him as an ombudsman. So if the Supreme Court would decide that his action would, or his actions rather in the past, I would not comment on the specifics of it because it is what you call this confidential in nature, but I'm just discussing the effects or consequence if he would be disbarred, then he would no longer qualify as an ombudsman because it is a continuing requirement. But what we will actually do, subject to the order of our client or request of our client, and supposedly tonight we have a meeting, but it was moved tomorrow. We will still question his appointment as an ombudsman. There is a quarrel as to whether or not it is a petition for quo warranto or certiorari. We will decide that by tomorrow, and we will definitely file that petition before the Supreme Court.
Ano ho yung basihan ng posibleng quo warranto o certiorari laban dito sa pagtalaga?
Quo warranto may not be the proper remedy to my mind. No? Of course, that is subject also to a discussion with my fellow lawyers who are handling the case. Because under Rule 66 of the Rules of Court, specifically Section 1 thereof, it mandates that it will be the Office of the Solicitor General who should file the same. Or if not, it would be under Section 5, the person who has a clear legal right of the position. But I don't expect anyone who was not appointed, which was included in the list, short list, there were 7. I don't think any of the 6 would be willing to file that petition for quo warranto. And I don't think that the Solicitor General likewise under Rule 66 would file that petition. So we have another option, and I believe that under Article 8, Section 1 of the 1987 Constitution, a petition for certiorari may be appropriate in questioning his being shortlisted by the Judicial and Bar Council. So that would be maybe the tenor of the petition.
Ano ho ba para sa kaalaman natin ang petition for certiorari? At bakit ho ito posibleng...
Sa mga estudyante po ng batas, any branch of the government can be questioned under the expanded concept. Maski executive department yan, supposedly under Rule 65, judicial or quasi-judicial functions lang ang covered. Pero kung ibase mo dito under Article 8, Section 1, expanded na po yung konsepto po ng certiorari. So kung any branch, even the executive department of the government, would commit grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction, then it can be subjected to a certiorari proceeding under Article 8, Section 1. Pwede na yan i-question sa Supreme Court.
And who is going to be guilty of this grave abuse of discretion?
Well, the JBC, including the ombudsman for issuing the, the clearance, even if we filed a complaint last September 15, and there was an order to undocket the case on September 16, tapos si Acting Ombudsman Vargas perhaps realized that there was a May 5, 2025 memorandum order of then Ombudsman Martires ordering twin docketing of criminal administrative cases. On September 17, he issued a office order which provided for retroactive effect. Tapos 10 days lang, selective pang pagka-undocket kasi yung final ni Secretary Vince Dizon noong September 11 against DPWH officials at meron pang preventive suspension, hindi na undocket. Paano nangyari yun? Yung COA fraud report which was filed on September 7, hindi rin na-undocket. Yung sa amin lang yung in-undocket. So it was a clear abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction.
Pero dalawa po, Attorney Torion, two people, two groups. One would be the acting ombudsman, yung former acting ombudsman, and the JBC.
Yes, and the JBC.
Okay. Ayan po, napakinggan nyo naman ang interview at pahayag ni Attorney Israelito Torion, ang abogado po ni acting Davao City Mayor Baste Duterte, na kung saan ay meron pa hong nakabinbin o nakapending na disbarment case laban po kay dating Justice Secretary at ngayon Ombudsman Boying Remulla. Ito'y may kinalaman, siyempre, yung nag-ugat na yan, yung dahil sa pag-aresto at pagsuko ng gobyerno kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte diyan po sa ICC. So may disbarment case. So hindi nawawala ho ito kahit na naging ombudsman na po siya. At yun ho, at pwede na kung sakasakali na magdesisyon ng Korte Suprema, wala, matatanggal ho bilang ombudsman ito pong si Boying Remulla. At well, abangan ho natin kung ano mangyayari dito. Pero kayo ho, ano masasabi niyo rito mga kababayan? So, delikado pa pala. Nanganganib pa pala na matanggal ito pong si Remulla bilang ombudsman. Dahil sa mayroon pa hong buhay na kaso na kinakaharap po siya. At bagamat ang paniwala ng marami at persepsyon, parang namaniobra po ng acting ombudsman yung dapat na ibigay na clearance dito kay kay Remulla na siyang pinagbasihan naman ng JBC para maisama po siya sa listahan ng pagpipilian ni Pangulo Marcos Jr. So, kung titignan natin talagang nakadisenyo na ho, no? At mukhang naiplano na talagang ibibigay po kay Remulla ang pagiging ombudsman. So, abangan ho natin mga kababayan at kayo ho at lalo na ho yung mga galit ho kay Remulla, magdasal ho kayo na ang maging desisyon po ng Korte Suprema ay pabor po dito po sa kasong inihain yung disbarment case laban po kay Remulla. Dahil sa kapag nagdesisyon ng Supreme Court, tapos na ang kwento. Di po ba? Matatanggal ho siya. Pero kung hindi, meron pa ho yung petition for certiorari at yung grave of abuse of discretion. So, yan po. So, may dalawa pa akong kaso. Active pa ho yan. At hindi pa nawawala. Okay, so, bigay na ho kayo ng komentaryo. Ano masasabi niyo ho rito? At, nanganganib pa pala na itong si Remulla na matanggal po sa pwesto. Pero depende pa rin ho yan sa desisyon ng Supreme Court.